Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing my year-long makeup empties. My lighting is a little bit off. I already have my light situated to be pointed down to the floor. So in a second, we're going to go down to an overhead. I'm going to pour everything out of the bag that I've been keeping my makeup empties in, and we're going to go through them one by one, category by category. I do have over 65 items that I've been able to use up this year. I do also have my fragrance in here that's not included in that count. And stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to give you the dollar amount for all of these makeup empties that I've been able to use in 2022. All right, we got our blanket laid out and I have my big old bag of empties. So we're gonna go ahead and dump these out. So these are all of my empties for 2022. Let's go ahead and organize them. All right, I got everything laid out. I don't even know where to start. Maybe with the off categories that aren't makeup, and we can get those out of the way. So I did use up one nail polish. This is Playdate from Essie. I used this up during the Deck of Panning Project Pan this year. Let's pull my fragrances down. I used up 2 full-size fragrances. I have Daisy Love by Marc Jacobs and the Flower Bomb Midnight from Viktor and Rolf. 2 travel sizes. This is the Bon Bon Pastel from Viktor and Rolf, and this is a travel size of Daisy Love from Marc Jacobs. Then I have a few of these. I have a replica, a Marc Jacobs, and 2 of them from Viktor and Rolf. A few off things. I did have some blotting papers from Palladio, and I have 5 sponges here, but I am actually decluttering all of my sponges that I've used this year. So I have 4 more in my drawers that I'm going to use for the next couple days, and then those will get decluttered. So with those 4 and these 5, I am looking at 9 sponges this year. These black ones are from Nikia Joy. I love the shape of these ones. This one is from DSDM Shop, and then this is a Morphe sponge. Now I can just pull from wherever. So I have my 2 eyeliners, one from Urban Decay and one from ColourPop. I have my 1 highlighter palette. I did mix these 2 shades in with lotion, and this is one that I panned to completion on my face, and this is a mini kit from Smashbox. I have my 3 lip liners, so 1 from Wet n Wild and 2 from L'Oreal. I have the 2 eyelid primers, so 1 from Milani and then the glitter glue from NYX. Let's go into brows. So I have the ABH Perfect Brow Pencil. This is the one that you sharpen, and this is the one that I said takes 8 months to use up. Then I have a couple colored brow mascaras, one from Essence and one from e.l.f. There's a brow gel from Billion Dollar Brows. Got this in a FabFitFun box. This brow gel from e.l.f. Even though this is only a few dollars, I wouldn't say that this is worth it. And that's why I've gone back to just purchasing my Holy Grail higher end brow setters. So this is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow. In my inventory, I did say I used up 2 blushes, which would be the Milk Makeup Blush Stick in Work and then this Kaja Duo. I did have some depotted lip products in this compact that I was also using, and I did use this up. So I had a Franken cream blush. I didn't really count that because it was something that I kept rolling in with my other Franken blushes, but I did end up using up a pan of lip products that I was using as blush. Let's go for bronzers. I used up a bunch of Franken bronzers that I would repress into this Ulta Compact. So this does not count for all of the bronzer that I used up, but this is some of the original packaging. So I used up a Soul Body Cream Bronzer, used this up to completion. This, I believe, took 116 uses to use. I used the Wet n Wild Contour Stick, the Ofra bronzer in River. I did reutilize this pan for repressing. This was the birthday gift from last year. It was just a small NARS Laguna that I used up earlier this year in a project pan. SPFs, I went through 3. So I have the Super Goop Glow Screen, the Paula's Choice Glow Moisturizer with SPF 30, and this is the Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense with SPF 30. I have repurchased these 2 already and they are in my collection. I'm not sure if I would go back to repurchasing Super Goop. I'm not sure if it is necessarily worth the money when I can get these products for anywhere from like $24 to $27 on sale. Let's do powders. So in my inventory, I had it counted as 6 powders, but what I had done is I had taken 2 of the e.l.f. Halo Glow powders and 1 of the Airspun, and I mixed them all together and separated them into 4 different containers. Each of those containers had 30 something grams in them, and that's how I ended up using these products. So I kind of consider using up a whole Airspun as a as a very big feat. So I will take the extra product that I ended up putting in my spreadsheets because this is just such a massive product. And then I did use up a Rimmel Stay Matte powder, and then I used up the birthday gift from this year, which was a Laura Mercier powder mini. Concealers, I used up 3. So I had 1 from ColourPop, 1 from e.l.f., and then the Marc Jacobs Stick Concealer. I was also working on the Clinique, I keep forgetting what it's called, but Beyond Perfecting foundation, which you can also use as a concealer. I worked on that a lot this year, and so I figured that I would have used up a whole lot more concealers if I wasn't using a 1 ounce foundation as a concealer for the majority of the year. We're getting into some bigger categories, so let's do mascaras. I did declutter the Maybelline Lash Discovery Waterproof earlier in the year, and mainly it was because even though it's a waterproof mascara and it has this really nice little brush for the lower lashes, it did start to flake on me, so this one did get decluttered earlier this year. I also decluttered the green Lash Princess. This thing smudged all over my brow bone as soon as I used it. So I know a lot of people love the Lash Princess line, but these smudge on me instantly. But this one here does not. This is the Essence Volume Stylist. This I love. This is almost hard to remove at the end of the night. So I will repurchase this time and time again, but I also used up one of the Clinique High Impacts. I used up one of my holy grails, which is the Sephora Big Volume. I love the It Cosmetics Superhero, and I did buy this when it was on sale again. And then I had this mini from Bite, and I actually loved this mascara. The wand was huge, but I loved it, and it made me super sad that I didn't try it when the brand was still in operation, because I would have repurchased this. Let's do foundation products. So I used up 4 full foundations. And then I did roll a bunch of samples into my deck of panning. This was a cobweb product because I would get foundation samples and then I would just never use them. So I do take them out of the packaging, and if they are just the bubble packs, I write on them what they are or what shade they are. And this actually helped me kind of establish if I'd be interested in buying any of these foundations in the future. But the ones that I did use up, I used up the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. I like this. It's a little bit of a light coverage for me. I still do have hormonal acne and adult acne, and I get really red, possibly rosacea. I'm going to a dermatologist, so I'm going to figure out what's going on. But I am very, very red under my makeup. So this was not as full coverage as I like. Then over the summer, I used up the It Cosmetics CC cream and the Misha BB cream. I mixed these two together because this is a little bit dark for me, but the light shade is too light. So even though this is in fair light, I can't use fair. I do like lightening it up with shade 21 of the BB cream. And then this is kind of my pride and joy. I finally used up the Dior foundation. I used it up today was the last day, and then I went ahead and I took the stopper out and I washed out the bottle. You probably will see that I wash out a lot of my components, and that's basically for the end of the year. All I can do is take out the parts that are not going to be recycled, and I can go ahead and put everything in the recycling bin that I can. So I do like to wash things out as I go so that I can easily recycle this whole collection at the end of the year. Let's do lips since it's just sitting back here. So I threw a couple of my Burt's Bees lip balms in here. I have like 17 of these sitting around my house. I have extremely dry lips, and so I keep these around everywhere. So I currently have, I think, nightstand, dresser, workout room here, purse. I probably have about 7 of these hanging around my house right now, so I'm surprised I didn't go through more than these. But for actual lip products, I did go through a Laneige sleeping mask. This was just in the regular scent. It took me about 1.5 years to go through one of these. So really, I feel like these are a good bang for your buck if you like this formula. I did also go through a glowy balm. This was in the scent and taste of pear. It was a kind of a very pale green color, but it didn't come off green on the lips. I am interested in getting another one of these, but in the gummy bear scent in an upcoming sale. I had to switch how I was sitting because my foot fell asleep. I did go through a couple glosses. So I went through the Milani gloss. I said in my project pan that I was really surprised at how quickly I went through this. I think this was brand new, and I went through it in about 2 months. So that was very surprising. I did work through 2 of the L'Oreal lip products. These were kind of like the glowy lips, and I had varnished rosewood and glossy fawn. I worked through both of these. I love this formula. I'm very sad they discontinued it. This was also part of the birthday gift last year. It was just a NARS lip balm in Laguna. I did work through this in a project pan. This is one of the Bite Slim lipsticks. I really enjoyed this formula. Again, I'm very sad that I did not buy and enjoy enough from Bite when they were still a company. I am very interested in possibly creating my own lipstick at one of their lip labs if I end up in a city that has one. This is one of the ColourPop glowing lips. I used this up in a project pan. Took me about 2.5 months, I believe. I really do enjoy this formula, and I have repurchased in a different color. I have the Bobbi Brown crushed oil infused gloss, and this is in the buff. This was my purse lip gloss for the longest time until I decided to go ahead and pan it because it was getting a little bit old, but I really did enjoy this formula. It has a little bit of that tingly feeling. And then this is my accomplishment for the year. This is the Marc Jacobs lipstick in Slow Burn, and if I roll it all the way up, that is just the plastic. I'm going to dig the rest of the product out of here and mix it in with my cream blush, but I'm so pleased that I was able to use this up. I love the color, I love the formula. Again, I'm very sad that Marc Jacobs is not making makeup anymore, but I really did enjoy this while I was using it. Oh, let me grab setting sprays. So I am oily, but also I live in Florida and my makeup wants to come off, but I'm also 38 years old, and so I have to powder, but I don't want to look dry and crepey. So usually I have one setting spray that will lock my makeup down, and then I have another setting spray to add a little bit more dew back to my look. It's very, very contradictory, I'm sure, but that is how I like to use my setting sprays. The Gerard Cosmetics setting spray in the coconut scent is one of my favorites. I buy it every year during their Black Friday sale. And then I really liked the Dewy Setting Mist, but I think they changed it into the formula for the Dewy Coconut. So really these two with the coconut scents, they really mix well together. I did use up a Ciate London setting spray, and this one was very nice. I enjoyed using it. I ended up getting this in a FabFitFun, but not sure I would repurchase it for the full price when I can get these half off during Black Friday, and there's always a sale on Ulta for e.l.f. And lastly, we have primers. Let me pull these on back. I don't even know if I want to organize these, but I can go with my samples. So I love the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I love this stuff, but it's too expensive for me to purchase consistently. But if it ever does go on a deal, I would see myself picking this up in the future. The One Size Secure the Blur, I actually really loved this. I'm not in the need for a blurring primer right now, but in the future, if I could get this on a deal, I would pick it up. And then this was the Hourglass Vanish. A few years ago, I did use up the Hourglass Veil, like the actual, I would call it the medium size because the big size is in a tube, but I used up kind of the medium size of the Veil primer, and I loved that. This felt a little bit more slippy, and I felt like I got a little bit more oily with this, so I would actually pick the Veil over the Vanish for Hourglass. I used up one of my Smashbox Primerizer Minis. I bought a bunch of these whenever they went 50% off when they were changing the packaging. I did a mini of the Plump Right Back. I ended up getting this as a free gift. This was okay. I used the Essence Glow Boosting Primer. I mixed this in with foundations, and same thing with this with the Essence Fresh and Fit. I used up 2 of the e.l.f. Jelly Pops. I love these. I have 2 more in my collection. I cut these open and scrape everything out of these because I just love this formula so much. Again, I'm sad these are gone. I did use up one of the Hard Candy Hydrating Primers. Everybody said this was a dupe for the Milk Makeup one. It was all right. I would buy it in a pinch, but I still would go back to my e.l.f. ones any day. And then lastly, I used up a trial size of the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide. I really did enjoy this, but again, not enough for me to purchase the full size. I did end up getting the dupe from Essence, and that's in my collection right now. So you might be looking at all this and say, wow, that's a lot. And it is. I wear makeup anywhere from 23 to 27 times a month. And so it's not uncommon for me to go through this amount of product. This is also coming from a place of me buying way too much stuff in 2018, 2019, and 2020. So this is me trying to get products out of my collection before they go bad and before I've wasted my money buying something that I never used. So I have intentions to use my products up and not feel like I wasted my money. But if we look at all of these products excluding my fragrances. Those are not included in the totals. But if we look at all the products that I used up this year, this came in at $951.15. So just shy of $1,000. The fragrances would push us over the edge, but it's also eye-opening to look down at this and see $1,000, because we all know what we could do with $1,000. We could pay off debt, we could go on vacation, we could buy something nice for ourselves or our partner, you know, do something nice for our dogs, or even pay for medical care for one of our dogs. But to look down at this and actually see empty packaging, that's $1,000. That hurts my heart. And so this is why I'm project panning. This is why I'm being more aware of what I'm purchasing. And my shift for going forward, and really for this past year, has been taking care of myself and taking care of my skin. Like I said, I'm 38 years old. It was maybe 5 years ago when I started wearing SPF every day and actually putting moisturizer on my face. So I'm really trying to take care of myself now and be mindful of that. So while I am happy about these numbers and I'm happy to see these products go out, it really is eye-opening. And I hope that this does not make any of you want to go out and purchase, but rather makes you mindful about your collections as well. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all of my makeup empties for 2022. I am so excited to get my collection more curated and dwindled down. I really focused on not bringing a whole lot of other items into my collection or things that would take an excess amount of time to use up. And I can't wait to embark on more panning and usage projects in 2023 and continue to love on and use my collection. If you like the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more content from me. I'm going to be focusing on conscious consumerism, panning content, using what's in my collection, maybe some eyeshadow videos sprinkled in there. So if that sounds interesting, make sure to stick around. My next video is going to be my year-long beauty empties. So that is everything that is not included in my colored and cream cosmetics. So if that seems interesting, stay tuned for that one, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.